afternoon, people. I'm teacher Cabral from First Idiomas, and this is First News. People, today I want to start the video saying that I'm very happy that our channel got to 1,000 views. I know that when we talk about YouTube, this is like nothing. I know that there are videos that get 1,000 views in hours, and I know that there are channels that get like millions of views in a month and whatever. But I'm happy because you are watching the videos, and I knew when Jean and Rafael and I started this idea, we knew that it would be difficult to get a lot of views because the videos are in English, and unfortunately not many people in Brazil can speak and understand English. And at the same time, we started with a concept of just sharing news, and then through the course of this first month, we changed it a little bit, and then we started sharing ideas and sharing our opinions about specific subjects. And this past week, a student came to me and she said, "Oh, teacher, I like your videos, but I think you should stop making people think, because when we watch your video we have to think, and maybe that's why it's not so popular yet." I mean, I don't care. Honestly, I was happy with this, with her comment, because it means that people are watching our videos and thinking about that. That's the idea. That's why we are doing it. Okay. So thank you very much for all of you who have watched our videos and who have subscribed to our channel. Thank you very much, and we're gonna keep doing what we do, and I hope you can join us on this journey. Okay, thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Kyle from San Angelo, Texas, and this is First News.
Hey people, I'm here with my friend Kyle. I met Kyle 2 or 3 years ago. Your first time here?
My first time was 4 years ago.
4 years ago. And Kyle came with a group of American people, and we had a basketball game. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And I want you, Kyle, to talk a little bit to us. Why doing volunteer work? Why coming to Brazil? And
well, I'm here in Brazil to work with and do an internship with Crescimento Limpo, and also to work with Camp Roots and with Cura, which are really different things, but I'm really excited about doing those things because it involves a lot of it's a lot of different areas, which is a main reason why I came to Brazil, which was to learn how to work with the nonprofits and learn how to be how to use what I have in service, and also to learn from the culture and learn the people and the language.
Okay. What you're doing here in Itu, does it have something to do with what you studied in college, or is it like something completely different?
It has something to do. I studied accounting and finance in college, and so I'm getting to work with some of the finances with Crescimento Limpo and that type of stuff. So similar to what I studied, but not exactly. I also got a minor in theology.
Okay.
So that's kind of helping me too.
Okay. Have you ever done any volunteer work back in the States before coming to Brazil, and what kind of work was that?
I worked with an organization called World's Backyard, and we went and played soccer and played sports games with refugee kids from Africa. which was really great. I also did some work with an organization called Young Life. They go into high schools, and you make connections with high school students as a college student and build relationships. It's a relational volunteer work.
Okay. This culture of doing volunteer work, is it part of American culture? I mean, now that you're here in Brazil, and can you feel like the difference? Do you think American people are more devoted to volunteer than here in Brazil?
I don't know. I would say it's pretty similar. I have a lot of friends in my college that like to do volunteer work, but I also have friends that don't really like to, and so I'd say it's pretty balanced. I don't think it's really much different here than it is there. I think people get involved and people contribute just about the same, I would say.
Okay, and this desire of helping and getting involved in volunteer work, does it have anything to do with the way you were raised by your parents? I mean, did your parents teach you something like that, like helping others and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. My dad worked for a nonprofit in San Angelo, my hometown in Texas, called House of Faith, and they do lessons and work with kids in some of the more at-risk communities in San Angelo, and so I grew up watching my dad do that, and he inspired me to kind of do something similar. But yeah, and in college, a lot of my friends were getting involved with different organizations and volunteering, and I realized that I really enjoy doing what I can to serve others.
I imagine that the fact that we have Ellie here, and Ellie is a link between Itu and San Angelo. It has a lot to do with the fact that you chose Itu to come to Brazil and do this.
Yeah. Yeah, because I grew up in the church in San Angelo, in my hometown, and we have that connection. It was why I came here 4 years ago for the first time. So yeah, that was a big influence.
And you think about going somewhere else here in Brazil, maybe later or some other time in your life?
Maybe. I also worked with the church in Niterói 2 years ago, and so I have some connections there in Rio de Janeiro, and so yeah, there's multiple places that I can think of I might go to, but I really like the people here and the work that's being done with Crescimento do Limpo and with Bolsa Shansi, and so it's really and with Camp Roots and with Cura.
Mm-hmm. Good. Let's talk a little bit about Camp Roots.
Okay.
I mean, what is the main focus? I know that it's a bilingual camp. It's a summer-winter camp. Depends where you come from. Yeah. If you are from the States, it's a summer camp. For us, it's a winter camp. But what is behind that? What is the main focus behind that?
Like you said, I think one of the focuses is kind of a mixing of cultures. You have some Americans coming, and then you obviously have some Brazilians coming, and so it's a great way to like meet new people, to practice English, to practice Portuguese for people like me. But then I think the main focus is in the title, Camp Roots. We're trying to go deep and bring out conversations that are deep and that are profound. And so the main focus, I think, part of the focus is to exchange culture and interact and meet new people. But then another focus is to really go deep and into your thoughts and into your beliefs and kind of wrestle with those and talk about those in groups. And so it's really
this year there are around 25, 30 people coming from your hometown.
There's 21 from my hometown, and then 4 other Americans from different
Okay.
cities. So there's 25 Americans.
25 total. And all of these people, they are volunteer to come.
Yes.
So they have to pay for their own expenses.
They raise money and do things with the church. Yeah, and they pay for their own expenses.
And what motivates these young people to come? Because I mean,
Yeah.
it's summertime in the States, it's vacation
Yeah.
after a long school year, a long college year, and then you come here to spend a week in Ibiúna, if I'm not so
Yeah.
crazy, that's the place. So what is the motivation for these people to come here and do that?
Well, I can say for myself, 4 years ago, I had heard so many stories of Brazil from my parents and from people who had come in the past, and we had that connection with the church here, with Mark and Ali, and I had heard just so many great things about the people here and the culture here and in the camp, and so I think it's also part of what motivates you to just try new things and to meet new people. So I think that's a huge motivation, and also just interact on a deep level with other people.
That's cool.
So
Okay, so this is a great project. I was there last year, and I was playing at the party.
for the last
Yeah, for the last night, yeah, it was pretty awesome. Now tell us a little bit about Cura. I know that Cura is a medical campaign. I participated in some meetings at the beginning, but I couldn't really get too involved with that. So tell us what is the idea, the main idea of Cura.
Okay, Cura, from what I can understand, is a great way to provide medical assistance to people who usually don't receive medical assistance. And so I know that Dr. Greg Dunham, who's also from my hometown in San Angelo, brings other doctors and other assistants with him to go into the community. I think they went to Cidade Nova last year, and to essentially provide medical assistance for people who need it.
And the people who come to Camp Roots, they are some way involved also to Cura. So that's the main reason why they come to Itu every July, I guess.
Yeah, it's that same connection.
That's nice. Okay, so people, as you can see, there are young people involved in volunteer work, doing stuff and not making up excuses for not helping other people. So maybe we can use Kyle and Ali, Mark, and so many others we know here in Itu as examples, and maybe try to get our hands a little dirtier than we have been doing lately, okay? So this is great what you guys do here, and Kyle will be here for 6 months, right?
Yes.
And I'm trying to prolong his staying here in Itu. I invited Kyle to come and work with us here at First Idiomas, teaching some cross-cultural and some business classes. So tell us a little bit about your expectations, about the classes, what you expect to...
With the class, well, first of all, with the cross-culture class, I expect to really dive deep into the differences between cultures and between Brazilian cultures and American cultures. Maybe talk about some idioms and slangs that we use compared to some things that y'all would use. I'm also hoping, I'm expecting to create an atmosphere and a dialogue that would resemble the atmosphere and dialogue that we would have, or that my friends would have, and that my family would have in America and in Texas. And so I think that'll be fun.
And it's also going to be an opportunity for you to learn some Portuguese slangs, because I know that you studied Portuguese back in Adelaide. Madeline with Danielle, right?
That's not true.
So I know that you have a good Portuguese, can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So maybe with this interaction with Brazilian students, they can teach you
Yeah.
something that Danielle didn't.
Yeah. And second of all, for the international business class, I'm expecting to teach some vocabulary in some situations and read some cases that involve business interactions and business negotiations that are international, and that we want to expand our vocabulary and our knowledge about things like that.
Mhm.
And so I'm hoping to create an atmosphere in that class that resembles the type of atmosphere that you would have in a business negotiation and learning that type of vocabulary.
That's nice. I mean, so if you haven't made your reservations yet, either for the cross-cultural or the international business class, you should hurry up because the groups are filling up fast, okay, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching again, people. If you liked, don't forget to click down here and subscribe to our channels so you can get the latest videos, okay? See ya, take care.
Thank you.